On a gray March morning in Maplewood, Illinois, Dr. Raymond Ellis didn't show up for work. For most communities, that might not mean much. But here, everyone knew Doc Ellis. He had been the town's doctor for over 2 decades. Reliable, dependable, never late. When patients gathered in his waiting room for hours without seeing him, panic grew. By noon, police were called. His car sat in the clinic parking lot, keys in the ignition, medical bag inside. His phone glowed with missed messages on the counter at home. But of Dr. Ellis, no trace. The disappearance rattled Maplewood. Police feared a random act of violence. The town feared something worse, the loss of one of its most beloved men. To his patients, Dr. Ellis was more than a physician. He was a friend. He delivered babies, checked in on the elderly, coached Little League when he could. Married to his wife Margaret for 30 years, father of 2 grown children, he seemed the image of stability. Colleagues described him as calm, meticulous, even predictable. His hobbies were simple: golf, jazz records, and baking blueberry muffins on Saturdays. In Maplewood, people said if you needed help, you called Dr. Ellis first. Which is why his vanishing felt impossible. The scene offered no answers. No signs of a break-in at his home. No evidence of violence at the clinic. Just absence. Investigators floated theories. Had he been kidnapped? Attacked at random? Run away from his life? Then came the first clue. Bank records showing thousands of dollars in recent cash withdrawals. It didn't fit the profile of a small-town doctor living a quiet life. Detective Claire Benton led the case. She began by speaking with Margaret Ellis. Margaret insisted her husband had been faithful, steady, and entirely devoted to his family. But clinic staff told a different story. Nurses recalled him on tense phone calls, whispering, "I can't keep this up. Someone will notice." The deeper investigators dug, the stranger things became. A loft apartment in Chicago, rented under Dr. Ellis's name, contained expensive suits, rare wines, and photographs of him with a younger woman. Elena, a medical sales representative. Now investigators had 2 tracks to follow. Was Margaret, the scorned wife, involved? Or was Elena, the mistress, hiding something? Both had motives. Both denied wrongdoing. But then, a new suspect emerged, his son Daniel. Surveillance footage captured Dr. Ellis withdrawing cash at a bank, with Daniel at his side. Daniel was in debt, his failed business ventures leaving him desperate. Records showed Raymond had been giving him money quietly, possibly under pressure. The case grew tangled. Was this about love? Betrayal? Money? As pressure mounted, Daniel's emails surfaced. They revealed not murder, but blackmail. He had threatened to expose his father's affair unless more money came his way. He swore he never intended harm. But the final break in the case came from fingerprints on Dr. Ellis's medical bag, belonging to Margaret. She admitted to confronting Raymond the night before he disappeared, furious over the affair. But she left him alive. 2 weeks later, the Illinois River gave up its secret. A fisherman found Dr. Ellis's body. Cause of death: blunt force trauma. The truth: after arguing with his wife, Dr. Ellis had arranged to meet Elena near the river to discuss their future. Instead, his son Daniel confronted him. Overwhelmed with anger and desperation, Daniel struck him, then panicked and pushed the body into the water. Daniel Ellis was charged and later convicted of second-degree murder. The courtroom was filled with townspeople who once adored his father. Margaret wept as she faced the dual loss of her husband and her son. Elena disappeared from public life entirely. In Maplewood, the clinic still stands, but the waiting room feels emptier. The once trusted doctor was revealed to have lived a life far more complicated than anyone imagined. His disappearance wasn't the result of a random act of violence. It was the unraveling of secrets, betrayals, and desperation within his own family. And for a town that thought it knew everything about its neighbors, the case left a lasting scar. Sometimes the darkest crimes come not from strangers, but from those closest to us.